think that what I think we can do, and what you try and do, and what we try and do at JazzMemes, is use it for the right things. Use it to push the right values and right ideas. So for the young musicians out there who didn't have the opportunity to grow up with a good mentor, maybe they're post-college and they need that mentor more than ever now when they don't have guidance, especially with the ability to contact pretty much anyone in the world you want at some level. What do you think, basically, how should one go about getting a good mentor in their life if they don't have one? Because maybe they're recognizing, you know what, you're right, both for playing and for just guidance, I need a mentor to help me get, to grow. Do you have recommendations on how to reach out to them?
Well, yeah, I do. That's a great question, by the way. And I don't think, mentorship is, a lot of people think it's like, well, I had 3 main mentors in my life, okay? And they all, 2 have passed already. 1 is still with us. And everything I do, they lived through me, okay? Now, I was lucky. One of the 3 was my dad. I was lucky, all right? And, a lot of but a lot of sons have good fathers who were their mentors and stuff, and they learned good values. So I'm certainly not I'm not, special in that regard. But some people come from really crappy home lives. Let's be honest. Some people have to really, they have to break away from their families, find autonomy, and reset their values. Okay. So I just put up a quote the other day, from C.S. Lewis. And this is something that I really hope everybody hears my voice right now. And I didn't write this, C.S. Lewis did, but you can't change the beginning, but you can start where you are now and change the ending. And that's mentorship. That's what it is right there. When you open yourself to so mentorship means that you really do surrender your ego to somebody you're looking at and say, I want that. I want that. I want to learn that. Whatever that is, doesn't matter what it is, but that, And I was always attracted to men of strength and honor, and all 3 were educators, they were different kinds of educators, but they were all educators. And because that's what I gravitated to. And I met them in person. So this is where I'm going with my story. All right. I had relationships with them. And through that meeting, I got close to them. And I never said, I want you to mentor me. I went and I learned from them. I was a student, So say you're post-college, all right? And now this happens a lot. This happens way too much, by the way. Guys get their degree. They may even get their graduate degree. And there's no more school. School's done. And it's like,
now what? Yeah.
Gigs aren't coming, and it's just like, you don't have a class to go to at 9 a.m. or whatever. It's like the hard realization has hit, and the loans are there too. So it could be a rough time actually for a lot of guys when they get out of school. If they don't have like a gig on lockdown or some kind of like an entry ramp, and they haven't done their most important thing, which is something that we never talk enough about in school environments, is networking and relationships, because this entire business is built, and it always will be, built on relationships. So a prime example is me and you right now. Me and you, we now have a relationship, me and you, and I love it, and I'm going to nurture this relationship because I love what you do. And yeah, right, exactly. So it's like, so we have now so I am considering this not just an interview or whatever like that, but I have a new friend and a new relationship, and I'm going to nurture that relationship because this entire business is about relationships. And if you say, like, on social media, you're throwing people out and stuff like that, and you're like, how can you call that about relationships? I was like, because I'm not a doormat, and I don't want relationships with everyone. I want relationships with good, solid people who do good, solid things and have something to offer me and me something back and offer to the world. And I'm going to form that relationship. One day I might be able to do you a favor. And one day I'm going to call you for an interview on my show. That's how we're going to pay it forward. We go back and forth, and we do that. And we're going to do that. And I'm telling you right now, I'm calling you, you're going to do that, you know, and that's going to happen. So, you know, relationships. So if I was going to find a mentor, if I found myself adrift and I wanted to go into the music business and I was trying to be either a player or a teacher, say there's one or the other, player or teacher, and to make it, just for right now, put a line between the two. All right. I would, if I was gonna, I'd be going to gigs and going to see people I respected, and I would form relationships with them. Because having a mentor is having a relationship. Finding a mentor is about starting a relationship. It's not going to the yellow pages and going to mentor.com. Finding a mentor is about starting a relationship. That means you have to get off your ass and go find them. And if you're in an education, say you want to be a great teacher, well, I would find the best music programmer. Well, say you're like, go to the best high school music program in your area, the one that's kicking ass everywhere, and you go and you find a rehearsal and you go and introduce yourself and you say, can I just watch, whatever like that, and you'll usually find a totally receptive, awesome person who is more than willing to bring you into his relationships or her relationships. And you get off your ass and go where the people are. That's the biggest thing about finding a mentor. You have to put in the groundwork to find the people who will help you.
Yeah. Well, I exactly. And it's not treating people, like you said, like, it's not like there's a yellow pages or I'm just going to use this person to get the thing I need and then move on. You're really talking about developing relationships for a lifetime and treating, that human to human connection. It's going back to, get off the internet and treat it real life.